Hello, everyone.
So this is my inaugural vlog, which is a video blog entry. And it's a couple weeks late, but it kind of gives me time to have thought about it a lot. We're going to talk mostly about KATSUCON, which was February 14th to February something-teenth. And we went to it. And we had a lot of fun. It was our second KATSUCON ever, but our first in a while. We took about 3 years off from KATSUCON because I basically took 2 years off from cons. And then this past May 2018 is when I committed to going back to cons properly. And so we're definitely doing KATSUCON as often as possible from here on out.
Yes.
So yeah, we traveled up there. It's like a to National Harbor from where we live. It's like a 5 to 6 hour drive. We had the pleasure of rooming with some very, very good friends of ours, and the additional pleasure of traveling and rooming with a very, very good friend of ours.
Sorry, Yeti's nose is in shot.
It is. Hi, baby. Hi, honey. Oh my god, that's so cute. Okay. Yeah. So I guess this is my moment to be very thankful for Rachel, Tappy, Kata, and Kim, who were all excellent roommates.
Yes.
Had a lot of fun. I particularly did a lot of cosplay with Rachel, which was very fun and very exciting. We did the same thing my first KATSUCON, where I did a lot of cosplays with her. We had a lot of fun. For those who don't know, KATSUCON is a Obi. You can't just jingle your way into frame. So KATSUCON is a convention in National Harbor?
In National Harbor.
It's technically in Oxon Hill, Maryland, technically, I think. That's what GPS told me whenever we went to the McDonald's. Yeah, it was a McDonald's. For some reason I hallucinated that it was like, was it a Wendy's?
What?
But it was a McDonald's.
It was a McDonald's.
Yeah, the GPS whenever we were trying to go to the McDonald's said we were in Oxon Hill, Maryland. It is at the Gaylord National Harbor, which is a super, super gorgeous hotel. If you want to put free images of it here. I guess like the meme is the gazebo. That's kind of like what people know it for, I guess, out and abroad. Yeah, it's really good. It's on this coast. It's kind of like the start of the con season. It's the first con of the new year for a lot of people, and it is. While it is not necessarily the largest con we go to, it is definitely like the big spectacle con. Everybody tries to make a bunch of like really impressive or like really ambitious projects and go to town on it. It's
It's the place to show off if you're able to show off.
Yeah.
Because it's just so pretty. Like, even shots with crowds, it's such a pretty setting.
For sure. And we both did some pretty ambitious costumes this last one. Do you want to talk about yours a little bit first?
No.
Please.
Please. Okay. I cosplayed.
Back up for f***'s sake. Do you even want to be here? Like, where are we doing this video?
In the video or
Midi.
in this room?
Midi.
Yes.
Just tell me about your costume.
Okay, I cosplayed Jaina Proudmoore.
Okay,
From World of Warcraft, the Battle for Azeroth model.
Both of these factions.
Nope.
Okay, yeah, and I think it looked really good.
Yeah, considering I don't know what I was doing.
I mean, I think it looked really good. No, I think you did particularly good. Your soft parts looked incredible. I'm sorry for your armor. That was on me.
It's okay, I had a good photo shoot with a good photographer.
Yeah, very good local photographer.
Jesse Clear Photography.
Yes, we will
Promo that.
Yeah, we'll link him.
Give him money.
Link him in the description. He's I'm ideally going to be shooting with him soon, so
yeah, and he's really good. So
yeah, for sure.
So on top of making Janet Proudmore, I also made Keith.
Yes.
From Voltron from season 8.
Mm-hmm. The little officer's uniform, the red. So I had technically cosplayed Voltron at a con and then like a one-day event, and I'd had very different results at those two different events, and so I had no idea what to expect at KATSUCON. I had a weird experience at Conapalooza.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like, I maybe definitely ran into a little bit more of the behavior I was worried about seeing from people at Conapalooza. It wasn't extreme or anything, but, I mean, there's like a very...
It was a taste.
Yeah, it was a taste. There's a very certain reputation to... Jasper's arm has just been shot. Our animals are ruining this fucking video. Yeah, there was certainly expectations for what Voltron, like, is as a fandom and the very notorious reputation. So I got like a cheese plate sampler of that at Conapalooza, where it wasn't bad, it was just very consistently weird. Mm-hmm. And then we went to Knoxville Anime Day, and it was fun, but I did definitely interact with a much younger crowd than what I generally make any effort to interact with at conventions at large. I kind of had an experience at Knoxville Anime Day where it was a lot of the target audience for Voltron is what I was interacting with, which I'm super fine with. Like, I love interacting with kids, especially in cosplay. It's part of why I enjoy cosplaying Star Wars so much, is I get to interact with a lot of kids and have a lot of fun with that. But it was, so two completely different experiences, so no idea what KATSUCON was going to be like. And it was lit. It was very, very good. We talked about your lineup. My lineup was mostly Voltron. I had several different Voltron costumes, and then my other costume was Aizawa from My Hero Academia. I did that as one of my cosplays with Rachel, and he was like a lot of fun to be in. I enjoyed it. I think the right decision was to do those cosplays on Friday before everybody was in Hero Academia cosplay.
I did a Choco. I forgot.
Oh yeah, you did her Choco. Yeah. You're very, very cute as her. Yeah, Hero Academia has been something that's been fun to watch grow exponentially in terms of, like, cosplay.
It got real big.
It got real big. And it was big when I started cosplaying. At MomoCon last year, it was, like, already ridiculously popular, and now it's just, like... but it was super, super fun, and everybody was really sweet in it. We really enjoyed ourselves. Now, the rest of my lineup beyond that was, like, Voltron across the board, and I did a lot of new costumes. The only one that I had technically already worn once was Shiro in the Galaxy Garrison flight suit, which I wore to Knoxville Anime Day, but this was my big event as I made it for KATSUCON. I got to wear him a little bit. I'm still having some wearability problems with him. There's parts that are affixed with glue that I'm having trouble keeping glued, but that's something that I can obviously fix in the future. I didn't have light problems, where I got 3 sets of lights on him, like one here, is that the correct one? Yes, it is. One here, and then I've got lights on my jetpack, and I had a lot of issues with my shoulder light going out or starting to flash, but I think I finally fixed that this time. So he was a lot of fun to wear. My other big project was one that I set up with Rachel, and I'm excited to wear again in the future, actually. That was Colaban, the leader of the Blade of Marmora. I was reasonably afraid of wearing him. I've got an adhesive allergy. I don't fare very well on, like, prosthetics or body paint as a symptom of that. They can be I can lose skin, but I really loved him. This is not like an advertisement to risk yourself for cosplay. We were very careful.
We used Prozade this time,
Rachel brought Prozade.
That's the best option if you do have allergies or sensitivities.
It's medical grade. It's very good. So I got to work with that, and it was it was nerve-wracking. I didn't do a cost test or anything on him. Like
No, we didn't exactly do cost tests for all our costumes.
I don't ever do cost tests. Like, honestly, I'll wear like my build, and then like usually not even wear the wig, and just look at myself in the mirror I have in my closet. I'll be like, yeah, it'll do. And then like I get to con, and I'm like, oh, I'm so scared, man. Like first time in Shiro's wig was when I was getting dressed for him for Knoxville Anime Day. Like, it's a bad habit of mine. I wouldn't recommend doing it. I get so lazy when I'm at home, and I'm like, well, I mean, I could put on all of my costume stuff and like stare at myself and take like 3 selfies, or I could like play World of Warcraft. You know? Yeah. So that's why Kolovan was particularly scary. I mean, he's like this giant, chiseled, beautiful, sensual cat man, and I love him very much. So it was very nerve-wracking to be like a human pencil and make an attempt at cosplaying him. But he had a fantastic reception. There were a lot of I went to the Voltron photo shoot. You were doing your personal shoot at that point, and it was really wild because like I was worried that like I wasn't gonna be recognizable because you know I guess I would call my own face paint kind of like almost an interpretation of him. I don't know. It's difficult. You know, because I don't have a full head prosthetic yet or anything, so I was kind of like doing layers of prosthetic pieces, and I had like part of my eyebrow was showing because one of my pieces popped up and I pressed it down the wrong way and then it got stuck there, and like it was a whole thing. And but the moment I got down to that shoot, people were milling around, kind of waiting for. I think the Cells at Work shoot was going on at the time, and so we were kind of waiting at the edges, congregating. And some folks, I cannot remember their names off the top of my head. There were some really nice folk. You know, I had some friends that I'd made over the course of the con that I was kind of waiting on running into, but there were folks cosplaying from the Penguin AU. And they kind of like corralled me over, and they were like, "Oh, you look great." It was really nice. The other one I did was Corona, which is, I guess, like, the fandom shorthand for the Clone Shiro. Spoilers. I specifically was doing, like, the Season 3 breakout outfit with the long hair, and I wore that whenever I didn't want to be sober, mostly. I guess, like, mostly what we have to talk about is the Voltron meets. I feel like... Yeah. That's really most of what we did. We went to Nando's.
We went to Nando's. Nando's is good. Nando's is great.
Big shout out to Saf for introducing us to Nando's. I'm very excited to get it. We only got it once this time, but it was like packed.
Except me, because I ordered 2 things when we went, so I could have Nando's a second time.
And I got the best wrap of my life at CVS. It was so good! I had it for 2 meals because I had half of the wrap. I think, like, Friday midday, whenever I was changing into Atlas Shiro. And then I had the other one for, like, brunch whenever I got out of Kolovan. No, that would be just normal lunch. Whatever. It's brunch. Wow. For me, it's always brunch.
Because you're gay.
And I'm day drinking.
You're day drinking and having brunch.
But yeah, like, I'm sorry, we're gonna take a full stop in this KATSUCON video for me to talk about this wrap that I got from CVS. It was like sriracha, bacon, cheddar, turkey, and it had this really good spring mix in it, and it was incredible. Like, I want to go to our local CVS and see if they carry it. I'm obsessed with this wrap. Like, every time I was eating it, I felt joy. Like, it was very good. It was incredible. I'm giving my CVS wrap 5 stars. What would you give your Nando's food?
Beyond stars.
What?
It's Beyond Stars. My Nando's was Beyond Stars. It's too good for stars.
Well, back in normal people speak, I got Nando's, and my Nando's was 4 stars because it was very good and had pickled onions on it, but then I asked for extra spicy, and then they gave Rachel my extra spicy, so I had, like, the not spicy one on mine, so I was sad about that. But I would give Rachel's Caesar wrap, which was very spicy, 5 stars! What else did we eat? We ate I ate a bunch of 7-Eleven on the way up and way down, but I love 7-Eleven.
I mooched off of our friends who were in the room because they had a duffel bag full of food.
Yeah, they're incredible.
They sustained me.
Hey, we're in the food section of KATSUCON, and then we'll talk about the Voltron parties. I'm from Florida originally, so 7-Eleven is part of, like, my cultural identity. But we don't have them where we live now. I think you have to get down, like, into Georgia. Or like, way up into Virginia before you start seeing them.
Yeah.
And we were going way up into Virginia. And so we started seeing 7-Elevens, and they made us stop. And apparently 7-Eleven has a Mountain Dew called Mountain Dew Solar Flare, which is a fruit punch flavored Mountain Dew, and you know what it tastes like?
What's it taste like?
Taco Bell lettuce. It was delicious. It was so good. I drank it for like the last 3 hours of the trip, and every time I drank it, I was like, guys, this tastes like Taco Bell lettuce.
I don't.
It tastes like it tasted like the lettuce from Taco Bell. The lettuce that you can get at Taco Bell.
Yes.
Taco Bell's lettuce.
Yeah. That's what it tasted like.
It tasted like that, and it was incredible. I wish I could drink it every day. It was very good. I don't see what the issue is.
I will agree to disagree.
So, we are adults. We're adults. We're in our late 20s. So, part of conventions for us are kind of partying and hanging out with people and, like, cutting loose. I'm not, like, a person to party in real life. So, I think, in general, you don't know. I'm going to talk about my friends that I made. I had one friend who I didn't really ask people if they're comfortable about me talking about them specifically by name in this video, so I'm not going to. But I'm going to kind of like reference you guys, and if you happen to watch this, you'll know who you are. I had a friend that I'd made through Instagram that I was very excited to find out was actually going to be at KATSUCON, and we spent most of the weekend hanging out, and it was incredible to meet him. Like, they were fantastic. I also made some friends at this con, and 2 people in particular. They, and then this other friend, myself, and you, and Rachel, kind of composed the squad the whole weekend, and I've been going to conventions for a very long time, and I don't feel like I've actually had that experience in a very long time.
No, not... Yeah. That used to be part of the magic for us.
Yeah.
And then it just wasn't happening. Like, AWA specifically, the last couple of years, we've not...
Right now you're talking to me about AWA. Oh my god, the AWA room blocks opened up and they don't know how to run a room gauntlet. And every year, it's a show. And I hate it. Anime Weekend Atlanta, get it together. Oh, I hate it so much. Oh, I hate it. Oh my god.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. So, one of the biggest benefits... I'm not good. How about you talk about meeting people at cons and how great it is?
Okay, well, it's funny you want me to talk about it because I don't normally make the friends. Usually, you make the friends, and then I meet them, and if we connect, awesome. If we don't, that's cool. They're your friends. I don't...
I'm obnoxious.
You're charismatic. I'm really not charismatic.
I think you're charming.
I just don't care enough. Like, I want us to be chill, but effort and social anxiety, so I meet people that they meet.
Well, I met the people that I did not already know. I met them at the pajama party Voltron meet. Just one of 4 Voltron meets we went to. Okay, one thing I want to say right at the top. I fully understand that Voltron's like Y7 and it has an intended audience. I am very thankful that every meet that we attended was minimum 18 up.
Yeah, there was a lot of adults, and I appreciate
It curated the fandom experience because, like, you weren't at the photo shoot. I will tell you, the people who could not make those 18 up meets were at the photo shoot, and there was a very distinct. I mean, beyond. You know, I still had fun at the photo shoot. I met some really great people. Particular shout out to the Dayak cosplayer. I will give you an image to put in
give
here.
Me an image to put in here.
If that cosplayer finds this video and I was like, don't post that, then we will take it down. But like, you know, some of the wildest, most exciting costumes to see I saw exclusively at that photo shoot. But there was also a distinct air of there were definitely a lot of yelling teenagers, which is the fear about interacting with a fandom like Voltron. But I mean, at that pajama party meet, we were the chillest. It was very good, and that's where I kind of got to meet these people, and we all just continued to pal around through. The photo shoot I got to do a personal photo shoot very excitedly. I'm very thankful for the friend that offered to do that for me and other friend. And then there was the pairing meetup we went to, which there was like location issues with that one where we kind of had to keep on moving around locations a little bit just because it was pretty packed.
Yeah.
It was pretty packed. Though I will say real quick, for how packed it could have been a lot worse. I'm very thankful that they were badge enforcement.
Yeah.
They had like a no trespassing rule against ghosters, and like honestly, go them. Like, we're in 2019. You don't gotta ghost cons anymore. Just if you don't have money to go, then
just don't go. Just don't go.
Yeah, and so it could have been worse, but we had some trouble. It was Saturday night. We had some trouble relocating the shoot, and eventually we ended up locating it beside of
another meet,
a very special meet. That was a Voltron hoedown, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is. Yeah. They were all in flannel and cowboy hats and listening to friends in low places. Yeah. And it was incredible, honestly. It was a very great time.
It was amazing.
We got to kind of canoodle with a lot of really cool people at both of those meets. I really regret not staying at the pairing meet for a little longer. I had my costume malfunction. My strap on my vest popped off, and like, there's just no way to keep my costume up with that being a problem, and I didn't really want to just roll around out of my costume in public. I regret leaving the meet because we got distracted even though we were supposed to come right back. We got distracted with the devil's juice, with the devil's water, and then suddenly it was like 2 hours later. So that was something. And then we ended up at a bar meet for Voltron, and I don't remember any of it. I have dozens of photos of me with people on my phone. I don't know any of them. I have no idea who any of those people are. We were best friends at the time. I don't know what happened. Like, oh man.
Yeah, I got there and everything was normal, and I was chugging down booze, and I couldn't get drunk. And then there was just a point, and there was a cheese platter, and I stood up.
I don't remember a cheese platter.
What?
I don't remember a cheese platter.
These people showed up with Angry Orchard and a cheese platter.
Are you serious?
You had some of the crackers and cream cheese.
What happened to KATSUCON?
But anyway, see, I remember this because I was all fine, and then I stood up, and after that, I don't know what happened. I lost my badge. Found my badge today. Lost my badge.
Yeah, sorry about that, Rachel.
Sorry, Rachel. Found it.
The fun we had at the con is greatly based around us having chosen as adults to curate our experience to stay around with other adults that we trust. I think that's a very important part of enjoying your experience at a convention, is to try and curate yourself with people that you really genuinely feel like you can enjoy your time with. And we did that, and I'm very proud of us. This is a very early vlog for us. First one, in fact. Some of you out there don't know us, but we definitely struggled in the past with difficulties making the right kind of friends and the right kind of interactions at conventions, especially in the last few years, especially due to that big break that I had. with my enthusiasm for costuming and cosplay. But, I mean, I feel very good. I felt very good about my experiences generally in the last year. I definitely have some outliers. AWA this last year, I had some extremely negative experiences with fandom and interaction with strangers. But MomoCon was an experience I curated with just my friends that I already knew, but I still had an absolute ball at MomoCon, and you know, same deal beyond, like, you know, we had some issues that happened at Conapalooza, but we still had a lot of fun. So I'm very excited. You know, I'm excited for MomoCon.
We figured out how to con.
Yeah, it only took me 14 years.
As adults.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, before we were younger.
Yeah, we were younger, so, and it was a different experience.
Yeah, but now that we're adults, like you said, we need to curate our experiences, whether that be just hanging out with people we know.
Cosplaying a children's show.
When cosplaying a children's show, you know, looking for others that are older.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want the phrasing here to sound like, well, when I was 24, I was fine to hang out with 17-year-olds. That has never been the case. The moment I hit 18, I no longer wanted to hang out with anybody else 18 or younger at cons. This is no offense to you if you are a kid, of course. It's just
right.
I'm gonna have a different convention experience than a 17-year-old, and that's just the reality of it. Especially at a con like KATSUCON, which is a big, like, it's a fun con. For me, it's like having some sort of like weird vacation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think that just being very particular about how we were going to spend our time meant a lot to us. And we're going to take that lesson going forward, I think. I guess that was a really big fear, is that we've been burned pretty bad in the past with trying to make friends at conventions. But, like, again, if any of you that I met at this con, at KATSUCON, even if, like, we just kind of met and you're one of the people I'm really talking to on, like, Instagram now, I am so thankful for how welcoming and exciting and invigorating this entire experience was. Especially out of a fandom I was stark terrified of. Like, genuinely, because, like, as much as I can consume and enjoy Voltron as a show, it's a whole different thing. I kind of know what to expect with Hero Academia, because I've seen both the very, very best of fandom interaction with Hero Academia in regards to me, and the very, very worst. I've personally experienced some of the very worst of Hero Academia and how the people will act to you at cons. So I knew what to expect with Aizawa, which is why I'm not necessarily dwelling on my experience when it comes to, like, what it felt like to go to this con, and him, because it was just chill. Like, we did Hero Academia to just chill out, and it was really fun. I'm very excited to do that again at MomoCon. MomoCon was a big Hero Academia con for me last year. But, you know, Voltron, just by nature of being the thing I cosplayed for, like, 80-90% of the con is kind of what I'm basing most of my experience around, and it was a great experience, and I genuinely thank you all for making it such an incredible experience. Like, it was very good. And you enjoyed yourself, right?
I did. Yeah. I took it at my speed. I didn't try to keep up with them, because I know that that's something that, like, I've always done in the past, and I can't go as long.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an introvert.
Got mania.
You've got mania.
I've got mania, and I'm an extrovert.
Yeah. Like, I can't do that much all the time. But I'm glad that you had fun, and I'm glad we were with friends who you could do that with.
And I'm very proud of you and me for both growing as people, to where we don't have to spend conventions entirely wrapped up each other's butts. So, but it was very fun. I'm not sure what else to say about the con itself other than talking about Hall.
Yeah, we talk about Hall.
Again, I'm mostly not exactly dwelling on specific people. Like, I'm not even trying to talk too much about, like, Tappy and Kata and Kim and Rachel too much, because, like, again, I didn't really ask anybody's permission to talk about them at length. So I'm just mentioning you guys because you were in the room. Genuinely, I also want to say, like, thank you again to the room crew. You guys were so tight. For sure. It was great. We bought stuff. We didn't buy necessarily as much stuff as we thought we would. That maybe my biggest complaint was, and it's not something the con itself can help, we chose the wrong time to go to the artist alley.
Yeah, like, whenever we finally had time to go, it was so packed. And, like, there was this one particular row over to the side. I don't know why it was smaller than the rest of the art
It was so
alley,
small!
but it was narrow.
Tiny, and we got pushed a lot in there, and, it's just, you know, maybe next time we'll just go ahead and do our buying on Friday.
Yeah.
Because usually we, like everybody, we kind of wait till Sunday, but I think we're just gonna bite it and buy all of our stuff on Friday.
Yeah.
That's actually what I did at MomoCon last year, and I did well for it. I bought most of my stuff on Friday and bought a couple things on Sunday. Mostly we waited around to get that pizza in the CNN Center on Sunday last MomoCon. It's the best pizza I've ever had. It's much like that CVS wrap, which was the best wrap I've ever had.
Okay, so haul.
Yeah. Do you want to kind of talk about the free stuff first, since you're fondling that Sven and Slav Valentine?
Yeah. Oh, I have a Valentine, and it has Sven on it, and he's saying, "Get me to Space Hospital. I've fallen for you."
And the other side has Slav and says, "I love you in every reality." And those were given out by cosplayers of those two characters, two really, really cool people. I got a large number of free things. I got a lot of Valentines, got some stickers, got some more stickers. These are really cute. These are the sheet meat.
Oh yeah, I got this too. I don't know what they are, but I got some.
Yeah, I got that. Just